Good morning, folks. Everything new under the sun. I've had several comments about talking about the Noahide Laws, asking me to look into the Noahide Laws. A lot of people think this is, I guess, the way to go going forward in terms of uniting with the Jews. But I think there's bad aspects of it. I think this could lead to the one world government, the one world religion. And so let's take a look at it. And this is one of the What Is series of videos. What is the Noahide Laws? And I'll give you some verses as well, which I think should define, should explain, should prove to you that this is not what we should be going by, i.e. the Noahide Laws. Not that they are bad in and of themselves. So this is from Shabbat.org. It says the 7 Noahide Laws are rules that all of us must keep, regardless of who we are or from where we come. Without these 7 things, it would be impossible for humanity to live in harmony together. So number 1, and this is not the 10 Commandments, this is the 7 Noahide Laws. It says, number 1, do not profane God's oneness in any way. So this is in relation to the monotheistic religions of the world. Wouldn't it be a great way to combine other religions of the world and come up with 7 standard rules that we can all live by, and this would work for the monotheistic religions of the world? Islam, Judaism, Christianity. Do not curse your creator. And so that's very general. God or Allah. And that's the question. Do not murder. I think most of us can agree to that. Do not eat a limb of a living animal. Okay. Do not steal. Again, one of the 10 Commandments. Harness and channel the human libido. So I don't know where this comes from, but this is speaking of incest, adultery, rape, and homosexual relations are forbidden. And of course, that's very working well within the laws of Islam, basically, obviously, as well as Christianity. Establish courts of law and ensure justice in our world. And that sounds to me like Sharia law. That sounds to me like that's what that would be speaking of, to implement laws to basically manage these and govern over these. It says these laws were communicated by God to Adam and Noah, ancestors of all human beings. This is what makes these rules universal for all times, places, and people. I think they are universal, but I think they're lacking. It says laws made by humans may change according to circumstance, but laws made by the Creator of all souls over all time remain the same for all peoples of all times. Why are the Noahide Laws especially important today? We are on the verge of a new era of humankind, a time when we will finally live in peace and the world will be filled with divine wisdom. It almost sounds like kingdom now theology, and it almost sounds like we can bring in this peace ourselves if we just all agreed to a same set of laws and rules. Those who keep these basic rules will share in that world, since after all they took part in making it possible. So it's through our acts, through our hard work, that we bring peace and security into the world. And to me, that speaks of a complete lack of Jesus Christ, complete lack of understanding that man is sinful, and we cannot bring absolute peace into the world and security because we are just inherently evil in our hearts. Why are they called the Noahide Laws? Well, they're called the whole Noahide Laws because they are the heritage of humanity from our oldest ancestors, since all humanity are descendants of Noah, and I agree with that, who survived the Great Flood. All people today are Noahides. So we come together in peace and security. The whole world should come together. We are all descendants of Noah and his family, and therefore we should all agree to the 7 rules of the Noahide Laws. Who keeps the Noahide Laws? Nobody needs to convert or join a particular church or temple to keep the principles. So that sounds nice, right? A one-world religion. Everybody can keep their own religion, but agree to 7 rules that we can all live by. Very interesting to me. And a lot of people are pushing this. Let's take a look at this one. Sanhedrin calls for President Trump to uphold 7 Noahide Laws. And this is something that probably all the world could agree to. Even Christians could agree to it. But Christians would request that we agree to more than this even. And I believe, and I would submit to you, that the Bible even calls us to agree to more and live by more. But you can see the world is getting behind this. Even the Sanhedrin is getting behind this. So you can see in the last days that Israel, with the Sanhedrin being there, one of the religious bodies, that Israel as a nation is going to agree to this and agree to a one world religion. Sorry guys, I just had to mute there. And so the Jewish people themselves will agree to several rules, and they can certainly agree to this. And the followers of Islam can also agree to these rules, certainly, because there's no mention of which God they're talking about, and there's no mention of Jesus either, which of course Islam believes Jesus is a great prophet but not God. And so these 7 Noahide laws don't even present salvation or Jesus Christ at all. It's very watered down. It's not something that you can disagree with as a Christian, but certainly something that is absolutely lacking a lot of the Bible and Christianity. Sorry guys, I'm having trouble talking today. Let's look at this here. Noahide Laws. This is from Britannica.com. Noahide Laws, also called Noation or Noachian Laws, Jewish Talmudic designation for 7 biblical laws given to Adam and Noah before the revelation to Moses, and consequently binding all mankind. Beginning with Genesis 2:16, the Babylonian Talmud listed the first 6 commandments as prohibitions against idolatry, blasphemy, murder, adultery, robbery, and positive command to establish courts of justice. Again, when I hear courts of justice and blasphemy, all I'm thinking about are the rules set down in Islam. And so you see that all the main world religions, they do have a basic use of the Noahide laws as at least incorporated into their belief system, into their religion. But the Bible doesn't stop there. That's the problem. Look here. Look at the bottom here. It says, throughout the ages, scholars have viewed the Noahide laws as a link between Judaism and Christianity, as universal norms of ethical conduct and a basic conduct in international law, or as a guarantee of fundamental human rights for all. Again, what this tells me is that these scholars are seeing this as a way to bring together world religions and have a one world religion. Maybe a committee comes together and says, look, all the monotheistic religions of the world, we're going to come together and we're all going to agree to these 7 Noahide laws, and all the current religions can agree to these. Absolutely. And in the last days, an Antichrist figure and a false prophet will come and make the world, or come to some agreement with the rest of the world, that they will agree to these 7 Noahide laws. And it makes sense to me. It absolutely makes sense to me. It's very interesting. But let's see, what does the Bible say about this? Well, I'll point you to this. This is BibleGateway.com, reading in Ephesians 2, and I'm just picking some verses which basically speak against the Noahide laws, or not against them, but are a requirement for Christianity, certainly. And so you have to add this one. For by grace are ye saved through faith, and that not of yourselves. It is a gift of God. So while Noahide laws expects people to fulfill and to live by the Noahide laws to bring peace to the world, the Bible says we're saved only through faith, and it's not through the works of ourselves. It's not through anything we do. It's a gift of God, and the 7 Noahide laws speaks nothing of this. Not of works, lest any man should boast. So if man could bring peace to the world, man could boast that they brought peace to the world by following the Noahide laws. So I don't think it's congruent with Christianity. Let's look at this. John 14, verse 6. Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life, and no man cometh unto the Father but by me. So when you talk about going to heaven, each religion obviously has their own understanding of how to get there. And the Bible is very distinct and exclusive. Jesus said himself, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me. So it's not by works. It's by faith in Jesus Christ. And the Noahide Laws say nothing of this. So if you want to create a one world religion, you can go with the Noahide Laws, but they don't speak to the greater purpose of the story of the Bible, which is to recognize that Jesus Christ is the Messiah. And of course, Jews don't want to recognize Jesus as Messiah right now, so they can't have that this verse being part of those 7 Noahide Laws or part of a new world religion. Basically, what they've done is they've boiled down the rules of the Bible and watered them down to the point, it's not even the 10 Commandments, to a point where the whole world sure can agree to it, but there's no speak of Jesus here, there's no speak of salvation, there's no speak of the truth of the Messiah that the Jews need to recognize, or the truth indeed even of Jesus that the followers of Islam need to understand and recognize. Judaism, sorry for my voice. Judaism and Islam are both religions of works. It's through your works that you get to heaven. It's through your works that you appease God. And Christianity comes at it at a completely different angle. It says it's a gift of God. Ephesians 2. It is a gift of God. We are saved through faith, purely through faith, not by works. We don't bring peace to the world. We have faith in Jesus Christ, and it is a gift of God. It's not something we can work for. And then John 14 again. Jesus says He is the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh to the Father but through Him. So the Noahide Laws, I think, are a great setup for the one world religion, and this is something that I think the false prophet's going to be implementing, pushing forward. So what is video but Noahide Laws? I don't think they're for Christians by any stretch. We shouldn't be pushing this, and I think really they're a man's attempt to bring peace to the world, when really what we need to recognize is that we are inherently sinful and evil in our hearts. We need Jesus Christ, and we won't have peace in this world until the millennial reign of Christ, when God enforces peace. And Christians and believers rule and reign with Him for the 1,000-year period. That's not going to happen before the year 2028, or before the end of this 6,000 years of man on earth. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll leave it there, and we'll see you guys in the next video.